Hi there. So you should have already watched the Math Antics video and done this worksheet. I'm just going to quickly review some of these answers. Please correct your worksheet if you put different answers than what I am going to be putting down. So why is a 45-degree angle special? Of course, you could use different words that I'm about to say, but basically the idea here is that it's half of a right angle. What are acute angles? So acute angles are any angles that are between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. And when I say between, that means it would not include 0 or 90. So we're really looking for, anything above 0, even if it's 0.1, and then anything that's below 90. So it could be, 89.9, but not 0 and 90 itself. 90 degrees is a right angle. What are obtuse angles? So you should have put that they are between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. What are straight angles? Those are ones that are exactly 180 degrees. So if I'm making this little angle guy here, this would be my 0 degree mark. And it actually is a straight angle as well. Anything, here's my 90 degrees. So anything that's in this section, in between, these are all of my acute angles, and they're cute and small. And then here is my 180 degrees. Anything in that section, let's do a new color, would be my obtuse angles. All right, so why is a 270 degree angle important? So 270, that's another 90 degrees here. So 270 will land right here. So that is like taking, I'm going to erase this. That is like taking a 90 degree angle plus another 90 degree angle plus another 90 degree angle. And that's what gets you to 270. So you could kind of think about it as a straight angle plus another right angle, or you could think about it as 3 right angles. What is a protractor? A protractor is that tool that they showed you in the video. It looks like this. And it's used to help you measure angles. And they showed you in the video how to do that. What are complementary angles? Those add up to 90 degrees. And the way that I remember that is if you look at the word complementary and you look at the first couple letters, you can actually make 90 degrees. If you look right in this section, the beginning of the word forms 90 degrees. So I kind of visualize it like that. So for example, you could say that a 40 degree angle and a 50 degree angle, those are complementary because if you put them together, they add up to 90 degrees. Any pair of numbers that adds up to 90 degrees is complementary. All right, next page. What are supplementary angles? These add up to 180. So, for example, you could have 120 degrees and 60 degrees, anything that adds up to 180. The word supplementary can also transform into 180 degrees as a trick for memorizing it. So this one looks like this, 180 degrees. So it's not like a perfect trick, but maybe that'll help some of you guys remember that. All right, if A and B are complementary, what is the measure of angle B if angle A is 30 degrees? So here is my right angle. That's 90 degrees, and we're just estimating. It's probably not perfect. Angle A, I'm just estimating, is about 30 degrees. So we are trying to find that piece, the remaining. Obviously, you could do that in your heads, but we are going to be using algebra. X plus 30 has to equal 90. Subtract 30 from both sides. X equals 60 degrees. Since X represents the measure of an entire angle, we do put that degrees mark in there. All right, 10. This is the same idea. So we have this right angle. We have angle A being 73 degrees. X is the remaining. X plus 73 equals 90. Subtract 73 from both sides, and you get X equals 17 degrees. And you do put the degree symbol there because X represents an entire angle. 11's the same deal, except now we're supplementary. So I always start by drawing a general supplementary angle. So those two angles add up to 180. I don't care if I'm being accurate or not. It says angle A is 87 degrees. That looks nothing like an 87 degree angle, but it doesn't matter. The remaining is X. X plus 87 equals 180 degrees this time. Subtract both sides by 87. You get X equals 93 degrees. Since it is its own angle, you do put the degree sign on there. And then reflex angles. It was not in the video, you had to look it up. Reflex angles would be anything greater than a straight angle, which is 180 degrees, and less than a full circle, which is 360 degrees. So if this is my big angle chart, I could say that this would be like my 0 degrees, this is my 90 degrees, this is my 180 degrees, here's my 270. Reflex angles are anything in this realm. So they're not acute, they're not obtuse. The rest of them are called reflex angles. All right. If you haven't done this page yet, go ahead and pause the video and try to complete it. There is a word bank and a number bank at the bottom that you could use to kind of use process of elimination. Unpause the video when you're ready to check over. All right, hopefully you're ready to check over. I'm just going to whip through these answers real quick, and you could use the answer key at the bottom. So we have the figure formed by two rays from the same endpoint is called an angle. Let's see, the intersection of two sides of an angle is called a vertex. It's like the corner of an angle. The vertex of L, oh sorry, it's not an L, that's an angle symbol. The vertex of angle COD, so here's COD, that would be point O. So whatever letter is listed in the middle is always the vertex. The instrument used to measure angle is called a protractor. There's a picture of one on the bottom half of the page. The units for angles would be degrees, is the degree. It has a measure of 90 degrees, then that means it's a right angle. I'm gonna delete this. And you can see that in the picture, they denote it being a right angle with this little square. That means right angle. An angle whose measure is between 0 and 90 degrees is called acute. Two acute angles in the figure are BOC, so that's this guy, and then also this guy in purple, so that's angle. That's this first symbol, DOC, or you could say COD. It doesn't matter which way you call it, but in the puzzle at the bottom, they use DOC. So that's the way that I am going to do it. And you can see how the angle symbol is really supposed to look like. It's not really like an L like how they have it. It's an actual angle. An angle whose measure is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees is an obtuse angle. And in the figure, an obtuse angle could be angle AOC. That would be this, right there. And O goes in the middle because it's the vertex. It doesn't matter if you start with C or A, but AOC is the one in the answer key on the bottom, so that's what I used. All right, so now we're actually using a protractor. So give the measurement of each angle. So RQS is this, and if you look at where the protractor is hitting it, it's right there, and that's going to be at 25 degrees. So this much is 25. You can see it kind of lines up with 25, and it lines up with 155. So you have to think about which one makes more sense. Is it acute or is it obtuse? It's acute, so 25 makes more sense. So 25 degrees. Don't forget your units. All right. So Next we have angle RQT. That's not going to look very nice. RQT. And it looks like it hits, let's see, if this is 60 and this is 70, so this is going to be 65. So 61, 2, 3 degrees. Our other option would be something like 117 degrees, which doesn't make any sense because it's an acute angle. So 63 degrees. Next one's 90 degrees, 125 degrees, 160 degrees, 20 degrees, 117 degrees, and 35 degrees. Thank you for